Hi guys, welcome to my channel Subhas classes. Today we are going to study a section of coordinate geometry that is known as section formula. What is section formula? When we have a straight line and we have 2 points on it, the line segment between those 2 points can be divided just in the ratio 1:1. That means if we subdivide it, then we will have to find an equidistant point from which the two distances are equal. Suppose this is the line, we have 2 points on it, we have x1 y1 here, the point P, another point Q is at x2 y2. So where is the midpoint? The midpoint is the point where it is equidistant from the 2 points. That means if we have a axis here, then we can see that when we move from this point to that point, we have shifted on the x-axis in this direction, and also while we have changed our position from this point to that point, we have also shifted from this position to that position on the y-axis. So we have shifted this in this direction as well as in this direction. So what is this change? The change in x will be x2 minus x1, and the change in y will be y2 minus y1. So we have this much distance and the horizontally and this much distance vertically. So if we have a midpoint here and if we drop perpendiculars, then we can also guess that this distance should be the midpoint. This point should be the midpoint and these two distances should be equal, and also these two distances should also be equal. That means whenever we find a midpoint, this point is related to its shifting in along y-axis and shifting along x-axis, and the midpoint is a point which joins with two perpendiculars to those points which are midpoints on x-axis and midpoints on y-axis. So if we have shifted this much, for the midpoint we have to go halfway, and if we have shifted this much, then for the midpoint we have to go halfway. So where are those 2 points which meet when we go vertically and when we come back horizontally? Where do we meet? This is the point, and this point is the midpoint, and clearly we can find that it would be from this point, this distance is half of x2 minus x1. So if I add x1 with this, how much I get? This will be 2x1 plus x2 minus x1 divided by 2, which is x1 plus x2 by 2. And also if I check how much the midpoint is above the previous point, the previous point is y1 and I have shifted y2 minus y1, so half the distance will be half of y2 minus y1. So this much will be LCM 2y1 plus y2 minus y1. This is also equal to y1 plus y2 by 2. So the midpoints here, if they are xy, value of x would be half of x1 plus x2, and value of y is half of y1 plus y2. So clearly the midpoint is at a point whose x value is half the sum of two x values and whose y value is also half the sum of the two y values. But this is not a formula. Actually we cannot remember all those formula where a line segment is divided in the ratio 1:1, somewhere it is in the ratio 1:2 and 2:1. Sometimes when we make 4 parts and take all those 3 points, then this will be 1:3, this will be 1:1, 2:2, and this will be 3:1. So in all these things we cannot find formula like this, so we have to devise a formula for this. Let us take a line segment in a larger picture. Take this point to be P, take this point to be Q, and let there be an axis, the x-axis and the y-axis, the origin here. Let us drop the perpendiculars so that we can find the, if this point is x1 y1, then this would be x1 0 and this point will be 0 y1. And if we have dropped here and if this point is x2 y2, then this point should be x2 0 and the line which is perpendicular from q on y axis will have a point here. This is 0 y2. So clearly if we extend this one, we find this distance to be y2 minus y1 and this distance is x2 minus x1. So if we have to find a point R on it which has coordinates xy, and if R divides this line segment in the ratio m is to n, then how to find this point, coordinate of this point? Let us drop two perpendiculars again, one on here, one on there. So if this is xy, clearly you can find that this point will be x0, and if you drop this point a perpendicular on this y axis, then this point will be 0 y. So now we have two different triangles too. Using similarities, since these two angles are equal, these two are perpendicular, these two are also equal, being the corresponding angles. So these two are similar. Angle similarity, a by a similarity, we have these two triangles. This triangle and that triangle are similar. So if we name these 2 points, say this is m and this is n, then we can find that these two bases, these two altitudes and these two hypotenuses all are proportional. So we can find that Pm upon Rn is equal to Rm divided by Qn, and that is also equal to Pr is to Rq. And we know Pr is to Rq is m upon n, so we write here m is to n. Can we find these two lengths and these two lengths? These two lengths should be x minus x1 and this length should be x2 minus x. So we can write here Pm is x minus x1 and Rn is x2 minus x. And how much is Rm? This point is y and this point is y1. So this will be y minus y1, and similarly this much. This is y2 and this is y, so this is y2 minus y. So we write the values. This is y minus y1 upon y2 minus y. Now we have got enough data to find two different formulae. To get x we use this equation, and to get y we use this equation, and the use of this figure is now over. Let me wipe it out. Now we have got x minus x1, let me write it above, x minus x1 upon x2 minus x now is m upon n, and y minus y1 upon y2 minus y is also m upon n. Let us simplify these two. Multiply m into, say, n into x minus x1 is m into x2 minus x, and here n into y minus y1 is m into y2 minus y. This implies, let us multiply, nx minus nx1 is equal to mx2 minus mx and ny minus ny1 is my2 minus my. Now let us put the 2x, here there is x, here there is x, so let us put them together. This one comes to the left side, becomes plus mx, so mx plus nx becomes mx2 and minus nx1 goes to right side, becoming nx1. And here also the same thing happens, minus my comes to this side, my plus ny will be equal to, on the right side there is my2 and from left side it goes ny1. Then take common x, so this will be m plus n into x is equal to mx2 plus nx1 and this is m plus n into y which is my2 plus ny1. Now we can find x easily. X is mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n and y will be equal to my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Here goes the formula. This is called section formula. So in this section formula, how to apply them? If there is a line, this point is r, this point is p, this point is q, the ratio is m is to n, then the coordinate of these 2 points can be found out by using these 2 and the coordinates of p and q. Just try to see them. We have the value of x equal to, take this ratio m, ratio of this side into coordinate of that side, m into x2, plus ratio of that side and coordinate of this side, n x1 upon m plus n. And what will be y? The same way, the ratio on this side m and the coordinate on that side y2 plus ratio on that side n and coordinate on this side n y1 by m plus n. Now just put these things. Suppose this point is 6 8, this point is 10 14 and this point is 3 is to 5. So if this point is xy, p, q and r, then what will be x? X should be, this part is 3 and this part is 5. So take the ratio on this side 3 into x on that side 10 plus ratio here is 5 and x on this side is 6 divided by 3 plus 5, and y will be similarly ratio on this side 3 into y on that side 14 plus 5 ratio on that side 5 into y on this side 8 divided by 3 plus 5, and just simplify 30 plus 30 by 8 which is 60 upon 8 or 15 by 2, and here this will be 42 plus 40 divided by 8, so 82 upon 8 which is 41 by 4. So the point R is at 15 by 2, 41 by 4. So this is how we use. Now applications of this section formula. If m is equal to 1, n is equal to 1, then x becomes 1 x2 plus 1 x1 by 1 plus 1 which is x1 plus x2 by 2 which we had found earlier. Y will be similarly 1 into y2 plus 1 into y1 divided by 1 plus 1. So y1 plus y2 upon 2. So if the point is a trisection, point of trisection means you take 3 parts, and at the first point this side is part 1 and this there are 2 parts there, so this ratio is 1 is to 2, and here we have 2 parts on the left and 1 part on the right, so this ratio is 2 is to 1. So if there the points are 3 4 and 6 11 say, then how much is this? Say this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Can we find them? X1 is clearly this part will be 1 and this part will be 2, So 1 into 6 plus 2 into 3 divided by 1 plus 2, which is 6 plus 6, 12 by 3, 4. And what will be y1? y1 will be 1 into 11 plus 2 into 4 divided by 1 plus 2. So 11 plus 8, 19 by 3. So this point will be 4, 19 by 3. Similarly, you can also find this. You take 2 this side and 1 that side. So 2 into 6 plus 1 into 4, 1 into 3 by 2 plus 1. You get 12 plus 3 by 3, 15 by 3 is equal to 5. So this point is 5. And what is y2? 2 into 11 plus 1 into 4 by 2 plus 1. So 22 plus 4, 26 by 3. So this point is 26 by 3. So this is the way how we use section formula, and it is quite easy. Just you use the formula, how I found the formula, just go through it and then use these formulas. When you have m and n have different values, put them here and you get the result. So if you like this video, kindly subscribe and ask me if I can teach you any part of coordinate geometry or calculus or algebra or anything. Whatever you ask, I will create that video and send it for you and upload it for you. So wishing you to meet next. Thank you. Bye.